Hi, this is Tom Sedlak, General Manager of 33rd Company Property Management in Kansas City. Thanks so much for taking time out of your busy day to watch our video podcast series. Today's topic is how to maximize your rental income with affordable upgrades in the Kansas City metro area. You know, what works with selling also helps with renting, but on steroids, because instead of getting a small percentage of an upgrade cost in terms of a higher sales price, you're actually going to get a persistent stream of cash flow benefits from upgrading and improving your rental property. Such benefits include higher rents, less turnover, better tenants, and less delinquency. All of this means higher cash flow, and not just for 1 year, but for every year afterwards that you have this property as an investment property. In fact, most improvements generate significantly greater than 100% of their cost of the improvements over time. And not only that, but the value of the property also increases in the event that you do decide to refinance, take out an equity loan, or at some point in the future sell the property. So it's always a good idea to maintain your property and to do strategic improvements along the way to make sure you get the best value and the best bang for your buck in terms of overall cash flow and equity in your home. The best suggestions for improvements are exterior curb appeal. I think that's probably one of the first places to start. Getting a regular lawn service, for instance, doing a 4-time summer treatment for weeds and fertilizer is huge. And the reason it's huge is because it helps build a naturally thick and weed-resistant lawn. Putting down this fertilizer on a regular basis for at least a few years will help make this yard very attractive part of the property and add a significant amount of curb appeal. Similarly, you want to make sure that your beds are fully mulched with at least 4 or more inches of mulch to prevent weeds from growing in the first place, to add to the curb appeal, as well as to make it easier for the tenant to take care of the property. Also on the exterior side of improvements, pressure washing and restaining the deck with an oil-based stain. That's always a good idea. Many times owners let property decks go gray, or worse yet, start to rot before they do anything about it. By pressure washing and putting a preemptive oil-based stain on it, you're going to protect the wood and add to the beauty and natural attractiveness of the deck and increase the satisfaction for the tenants. And also lastly, for the exteriors, planting and replacing bushes and trimming trees. Keeping the property in good condition, again, is always a good idea to add that curb appeal, because tenants look at curb appeal and that is part of their decision-making process. On the inside of the property, consider doing strategic upgrades to your kitchen. If it's not up to date or has painted cabinets that aren't so attractive anymore, doing a kitchen upgrade can be costly. However, it can make a huge difference in terms of livability of the home, convenience, and also the attractiveness of the interior of the home, and it'll add significantly to the quality of tenants that want to move into your property as well as stay in your property. Many tenants actually allow upgrades to occur during tenancies, but they can also be done between vacancies between tenants. The good news is that 33rd Company can always go out and get quotes from vendors for doing such an upgrade, and then strategically put such an upgrade in the calendar so that you have time to budget and schedule and get good cost-effective quotes from a variety of vendors. So it's always a good idea to be prepared before going into an upgrade. New appliances, same thing. It helps if all of the appliances are the same color, if they're all of the same make or variety, if they're all stainless steel, for instance. It adds to the attractiveness of the kitchen and can add value well as a rental. With regard to floors, a lot of times floors can show wear and they can become less than glossy and dull, and especially with hardwood floors, by doing a buff and coat, typically that's only $1 to $2 a foot, it can go a long way in returning that floor to its original luster and making sure that the tenants are thrilled living there. It also protects the wood, prevents water from soaking in if there is a spill, and adds again to the overall attractiveness and livability of your home. Similarly, with new carpeting, you want to make sure that your carpets aren't dated, that the colors and the styles and the textures are contemporary, and those are easy upgrades along the way and they're very low cost. Same thing with repainting. Repainting is a good way to update your property. You want to make sure that you've got contemporary colors. Paints typically last only 10 years anyway, and a lot of times there's an accumulation of marks and scratches and dings on the walls over the course of those 10 years, and so it's a good idea to budget for and to repaint every 10 years as a minimum. And lastly, the windows. Interior and exterior, windows can rot, especially the wood windows that are older and maybe original with the home. Sometimes the varnish or the stain or the paint starts to peel off, the wood itself is exposed to the elements and starts to rot. The problem with that is it's a huge maintenance cost. It's a persistent cost, and it can also lead to additional damage inside your home. So consider putting in long-term vinyl-clad windows and sashes. Typically they have a 50-year lifespan, and they will permanently eliminate the constant maintenance that's required for older wood windows and add a much more attractive look and feel of the home. And additionally, the functionality of the windows makes it easier for the tenants to open and close them without damaging any of the components. Some other ideas for you: bath fans, adding an air conditioner if you don't have one. Those types of things typically can be done, and again, add to the usability of the home and make it a much nicer place for a tenant to live. So as you can see, adding improvements can make a big difference. Most landlords who skimp to get by ultimately pay twice for such upgrades when they sell, because not only have they lost cash flow over the years by not having those upgrades, but then they also have to pay the higher prices down the road with inflation in order to do the upgrades before they sell a property. So it's actually better for you to do an upgrade sooner rather than deferring it till later, which is not a good plan for you. So talk to your property manager about getting a quote for an improvement. I think you'll be happy with the results. You'll be happy with the long-term improvements to your cash flow as well as the increase in value of your property. For more information on rentals and property management in Kansas City, please visit our website at www.33rdcompanykansascity.com.